Hey, the General here, just letting you guys know the audio podcast you're about to listen to is a tough listen on the audio version. We've recorded it outside with 3 microphones in Minden, Nevada, outside of Reno. So it was really tough to get a clear signal, but it is totally listenable. It is one of our better podcasts. I would hope that you'd give it a shot. Listen in, turn the volume all the way up, put your headphones on. Little tinny in the background, but definitely worth a listen. And the video version with 3 mics, 3 cameras came out much better. That'll drop in a couple of days after this one posts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We'll try to do better next time. I'll buy some outdoor microphones or something. Welcome to KGXT, Gen X Talks podcast, live from Central California.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain.
I guess we're ready to go. We got our book of lies here. We got so can we begin, honey?
You gotta start it.
I've been carrying the whole damn show while you've been rummaging through. You came out with a peanut butter cookie. You didn't give me one. No, I'm not
going to tell people.
Why don't you give me one? You know they take. St. Donna makes those just
They're
like my
amazing.
grandma. Yeah, I know they're amazing, like my grandma
And a little
made.
pumpkin latte too. I'm moving in.
Wow, this is not a fair way to start my day. Oh,
He gets nothing.
I got nothing.
My
I gotta
friend
go
got
mobile
nothing.
on. That's what I gotta do.
when you're done, you got a chore list.
That's
you know
right.
what? I'm glad
Gee.
I'm glad I said it. Let's be clear right now, because Dr. McDreamy's listening. I do not have a sugar fattening, bad for my body cookie. I don't have one, but Gen X Mom is mowing down a stack of homemade cookies right now. In fact, I can hear her jeans getting tighter around her hips as we speak. That's
So
just
rude. So rude.
All right, so let's kick this pig. Welcome to the Gen X Talks program. Today we're broadcasting from the KGXT studios, 200 feet below occupied Nevada. What's it?
We moved it?
What's that, bunker?
It's a bunker, yeah, 200 feet below occupied Nevada. As long as you've got, I tease is like in California, as long as you have liberals running the state, we're behind enemy lines here. And we're in a secure bunker 200 feet below. So don't forget that. All right.
Oh man, see, I just got in trouble.
Yeah, I
She
thought Dr.
just
McDreamy
texted.
goes, she'll pay for it later. Yeah. All right, so here we go. We are broadcasting from the Sun Valley Fox's house. I tell you, this is not a good place to be doing a podcast.
Why is that?
Don't you feel like you're a little distracted with all the scenery? I mean, the Tahoe Mountains are over here. There's a pond and pine trees. I really have no interest in staring at this microphone. I kind of want to look around to see what's going on.
I feel that way. It's nice. I'm relaxed.
I think what it is the latte and the peanut butter cookies
That's
is
right.
what's...
I'm
Yeah.
just chilling now. We can talk all day.
All
okay?
day. You got cookies and pumpkin latte. You're good to go. All right. So we wanted to talk. So let me catch everybody up real quick. There's a lot to get caught up on. So please put the cat out, let the dog in, grab your beverage, settle in. This is going to be a long ride. Not a bumpy one, but a long ride. Now, let me just introduce, we do have Gen X Mom and myself here, and the usual suspects we bring to the table. But also the Sun Valley Fox is fitting... Let me back up again. The Sun Valley Fox is fitting in the third microphone. Now, what I want to tell you is what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to tell the Sun Valley Fox, don't talk until we point to you. But I got a feeling this old boy's got something on that. He's been around a long time, so there's something to say on every topic. It's not like he doesn't know what's going on. He knows what's going on. There's going to be some things. So the other voice you're going to be hearing is Sun Valley Fox. His name is Joe. He is my wife's brother growing up. And before we get started, before we get started on that, I got a little complication of a story here.
What's that?
You have these wonderful memories of the Sun Valley Fox growing up, and I'm listening to these, just so you know, I'm listening to these stories that she tells me. Oh, my brother was wonderful. He took such good care of me. He used to take me to the beach. He used to take me to the park. He used to take me grocery shopping. And I'm thinking, okay, so you were like a teenager, and she was
grandma's house.
You were 5 years old or something. I'm thinking, there's no way some 17-year-old teenager going to be one taking his little sister. Now, she's got these as wonderful memories. I have a feeling that she was bait for girls, where you could walk in and go, I'm just taking care of my baby sister, I'm a good big brother.
That's not true. I had a wonderful time, too. I was, a babysitter. I was getting paid by the hour.
I think not. I don't think that's the
I
way that
wasn't
went.
all good because I did lose his.
Well, tell that
thing.
story. Boy, that would have pissed me off,
He
too.
was a little upset with me. Oh, well, I'm trying to remember. We were on the freeway, and I was spinning your tassel from high school around my finger.
Yes,
With
that's
an
correct.
open window.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess it got too close to the top of my finger, and out the window it went, and onto the
His
freeway.
graduation tassel.
Yep,
graduation tassel.
exactly.
He was
Yep.
very mad at me.
Well, no shit. You get one of those. You can't go down to the store and
But
replace
guess
it.
what he did? He went, I think he got off the freeway,
did.
went back on the freeway, and he got it.
Yeah, it
He
was
got
on the side of the road. I just stopped the
Why
vehicle,
would?
picked it
Yeah,
up.
you're lucky he didn't make your ass go do it.
I know.
Okay, so
I was
so
too young.
if he was this wonderful big brother, and I'm sure none of this had to do with him carting you around like a chick magnet. If that's true, then tell the
Well, I
story.
know that now.
Well, tell the story when he left you on the beach surfing.
Oh, we went down to, our grandparents lived down in San Diego, and he used to, we used to go down, or he used to go down like almost every other weekend, go down there. So one weekend I asked to go, and Mom and Dad were a little surprised because we were going to go down without Mom and Dad. He was taking a 5-year-old on a weekend trip to Grandma's house, and we went. I had no problem with it, and he loved to surf at that time. So we used to go down to the beach, and he'd plop me on the sand with some toys and say, stay there, and he'd go out surfing and leave me on the sand by myself.
That doesn't sound like the hallmark of a
different time.
of a diligent older brother who is concerned about his baby sister.
Yeah, I'd probably be arrested right now if that
Probably.
happened. So,
But I didn't move. I mean,
No, but if the cops came up and said, "Who are you here with?" She had
He's
to
out
point
there.
20 surfers out there. One of them is my brother. I haven't seen him in hours. I don't know.
that's
I
right.
didn't- But it was a different time because
Yes,
when you were told
yes.
to stay, you stayed. You didn't wander off, and I respected him just as much as my dad because he was older
Right.
and said, he said, stay, I'm staying.
Where did you like to surf growing up in back in the day? Where's your favorite places?
San Onofre,
Yeah.
near the nuclear plant. That's why I've got issues now. It's from too close to the nuclear plant.
You know, that does explain a lot about you.
Thank
so
you.
I got you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
What was it down by Grandma's? You were at,
Yeah, there was another one close
it
off
Tamarack?
of Coronado.
oh yeah, you went on Coronado.
Silver Strand Beach.
That's it.
That was a beautiful beach down there. But again, you're talking way back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And there was really nobody down there at the time. I don't know if anybody knew what a beach was.
I don't even know if there were
know.
lifeguards.
I know there wasn't.
Yeah,
any.
there was no lifeguards.
I'm getting a report from Trippy Pineapple that the sound is clear, but it's a little weird. I'm going to say, can you turn off that pond and see if that is disturbing I'm just saying, it might be giving us that background that is messing it up.
Let me get the pond maintenance team on that for you right now.
But don't you just have to push a button? I mean, in,
Yes,
you,
yes,
in your
but we-
opulent empire, you just summon people, don't you?
Well, I have to call them first
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're on call. So.
Okay. He's
The maintenance
got
department.
pond people. That's when you know you've arrived in
I
life.
can't believe the mics are picking that up. That's crazy.
It doesn't surprise me with those mics. They're directional, but they're really powerful.
Wow.
They're
Yeah.
good. But that's the thing is that if that turns off, we might be able to hear each other without, I don't have to tell you, get a little closer. My work out there.
Okay.
So, so the Sun Valley Fox is going to be chiming in with stuff like that. And I will be asking him questions about growing up because my dad and my uncles grew up surfing in the Southern California area outside of LA, little north, little south. And then we grew up. And, a decade later, we're tromping on those same places, doing that stuff. And, it was Sun Valley Fox was it. My dad and my uncles did it. Then the Sun Valley Fox comes along a decade later. He's got him and his friends going out in those same areas. And then we come along and do the same thing. It's really, if you think about it, how many people get to say that your stomping grounds you grew up with, they have lineage. You've
Yeah,
got heritage.
generations
You've got
after
generations
generations.
behind you. And it's not just the places. It's some of the restaurants and some of the movie
But that's
theaters.
what you did when you lived in Southern California. For those of you that don't know, that's what you did. You surfed in the summer and you skied and went up to the snow in the
Well,
winter.
that was one of the most amazing things that you could do. Is that my uncle Danny, who lived out in Chatsworth, he just passed away this last year. He used to think it was really fun because some of his kids would go. They'd all leave Saturday morning. One was heading to the beach to surf all day. One was heading to the mountain to ski.
Right.
Now, where else in the country can you live in a spot where you're 2 hours from everything? You're 2 hours from skiing. You're 2 hours from the beach. You're 2 hours from the high desert. If the desert rat, dune buggies are your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we were really blessed and fortunate to grow up down there where that you had that opportunity.
Right.
Because that isn't everywhere. And to be fair, I didn't know. I had no idea that it was something special.
Right, exactly.
Joe, you and I were talking the other day about how we used to watch them filming TV shows and commercials and movies.
Right.
We didn't know that was special. Growing up, you thought every town did that. You didn't know when you were 13 that was something unique. You just figured that this happens in every town.
Right.
Until you get older.
Right, exactly. Well, the thing, too, is you never saw people standing on the side of the road like it was a parade. I mean, life went on like it was a normal.
Right.
You could wave to the people and, just keep going. Traffic moved, stopped at the light, everything.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Everybody kept moving.
Well, sure, because it's routine.
It's part of everyday life. That was they instead of being in the studios, they were out in the world.
I held the door open at Leslie's Pool Supply for Patrick Swayze one day.
Wow, you're one of your heroes.
Yeah, let him in the door. I said, let me get that for you, Pat. Gotcha.
You called him Pat?
Call him Pat. Gave me a little.
Yeah, they were like on a first name, nickname basis.
He gave me a little thanks, my man. A little slap in the point. I think that was the first time somebody mamanned me. I got my first maman. Thanks, my man. We got you.
Okay. All right.
So I was gonna tell Joe and some of the stuff. So we're up here. We had to head to Dayton we bought a little piece of property when trying to work on it. Lots of stories. If you guys are part of the pay sites, which is if you paid your $1 gets you into the YouTube member site, General's Lunchbox on Facebook or Patreon. We even put some stuff up on Discord. Those of you that are part of the Gen X Talks Discord server, we'll get to that later about some of the stuff going on in little town of Dayton where we're trying to go someday. So we had to obviously drive up here and we had to stay a week for some meetings. And I don't know how much of this I told you before, but we pull into the GSR hotel, which is where we always stay, and we're exhausted. What do we drive? 7 hours that day. We're kind of beat. I'm pushing my wheelchair because I try never to sit in it. I always use it as a walker where I don't want someone pushing me around. I try to walk myself as much as I can with my bad knee. And of course, then my wife, whenever we get out of the car, she piles on 200 things. Oh, you're not sitting in it? Well, here, hold all this, and then you gotta
my little red wagon.
Yeah, I am the little red. I'm the radio flyer wagon guy. So we're going in, and she gets ahead of me. She gets in line to check in, and then I'm starting down that line. I see her way down there, and she's waving at me. And you're in a big long line. Even if you're in a casino, you still try to talk quietly. I wouldn't just start screaming and yelling. And this old boy starts yelling from across the room, "General! That's the general!" And I look, and you saw or you heard it.
I turned around because who calls you the general? I don't.
No, which you should.
I know.
Yeah, you're just saying.
I know.
It's an option.
I know.
Put it
It's an
out there.
option I choose not to use.
Okay.
She could call you private.
Yeah.
Because I am your queen.
Whoa, easy, Haas. Let's stop with
Hey,
that.
we're throwing out titles.
All right, let's back up.
Fine.
Forget the titles. I lost that round.
There you go.
I lost round 1 today.
Good job.
Okay, so she turns around. She's looking at me, and the second guy goes, "Goddamn, you're right, it's him." And then now there's 2 of them, and I walk by, and we shake hands, of course. But you got to admit, they were uncommonly loud.
Yes, they were.
I mean, most people come up and say, "Hey, it's really nice to see you," and
Oh, yeah, they announced your presence with authority.
absolutely did.
Wow.
They did.
So, they said, "Don't you think you're leaving until we get a picture?" I'm like, "That's fine." What was odd is that normally people, they don't know me as the general. There's 2 sides to Gen X Talks. The shorts video, the reel side, the TikTok side, where everybody just knows, the Gen X dad and the kid. And that's probably the more famous part. But if you're really into Gen X Talks and you follow what goes along, like the podcast we are now, or the live streams, that's where I got the nickname the General, and she got the Queen and all that stuff. So they knew, they knew a little bit. They weren't just casual observers. No. They had a little depth to them on stuff. Turns out they're miners, or not miners. Prospectors, or they don't. I don't know that they do a lot of the digging. They're enthusiasts where they go around they have a club.
Minor enthusiast.
Prospecting enthusiast. What would you call that?
Gemologist? No, not gemologist.
They weren't. They're just like it's like a.
Well, we
A
know
rock.
the name of it too. I'm gonna fuck that up. CSV, SV. They wear red shirts.
It's like a club.
It's like a club, and they go exploring mines.
Yes.
And
Like a
someone says,
hobby.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. They say, oh, we found this mine here. We're going to go look for that. And they travel around and do that. So, of course, everybody knows I've got 3 gold stories, and I've told 2. I hinted to them the third one, and I think they're super interested. So I gave them my email. We might
Did
hear
you
back
get
from
an
those
email?
boys. I haven't looked yet. We probably.
Why can't you get up on your email? What were you doing yesterday when you were working? Not doing your email.
Oh,
I don't
boy,
know.
I think I got to go now. This is,
I don't know. Everything else,
yikes.
Carrying the weight of our world on my shoulders.
Oh my goodness.
I was a little busy.
All right, continue on.
All right, so that was one. That was the real nice guys. We took some pictures and we talked for a bit in there, and then last night came back from your place and I was walking. She was ahead of me and was walking, and I guess I was taking up a little bit of rim because there was a bunch of people behind me trying to get by. I wasn't exactly in the slow lane, and this kid, he couldn't have been more than 19, tall, skinny white boy, red poofy hair coming out from under a bright green cap. Now listen to what I'm telling you. He says to me. He passes me. He goes, "Hey man." I said, "Hey." He goes, "Love your shirt." Now, the back of my shirt just says Gen X Talks. And I said, "Oh, you like the shirt?" He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "I love watching those guys. Those guys are funny." I said, "Yeah, I like them too." I don't know if it ever clicked. I don't know if it ever clicked with this kid. I never said anything.
I think the hat was a little too tight.
But he was.
And then he walked on.
He walked on. He was excited.
It didn't click.
No, he was excited that there was 2 of us. Hey, I met a fellow fan.
Right.
And he just moved on. I'm like,
What did we say? He probably went upstairs, clicked on Gen X Talks, and went, "Oh, no!"
shit. he probably went upstairs and said, "Yeah, I need to watch some Gen X Talks," and went, "Hey,
I know that guy.
wait a second."
I've seen him
Yeah,
somewhere.
I've seen him. Yeah.
So by the GSR. It's Gen X Talks at the GSR. There's over by the ones at the south side of the casino where the little coffee shops and the restaurants and stuff are. There's a big bathroom in there, and they're beautiful and nice and large. But as you walk in, there's kind of a little hallway to walk in before you turn into the bathroom. And there's a big, huge printed poster.
It's huge, like a whole
nicely
wall
done.
mural.
Yeah, like a
pretty
wall
much.
mural, but it's framed. It sticks out. And I'm walking in to go to the bathroom. There's 4 guys. I kind of got to walk. Excuse me, can I get to the bathroom between them? And there's a picture of it's like in the early 50s, and this guy's on a motorcycle, zoomed in up close, black and white. We've all seen it. Kind of a guy leaning over the handlebar and a close up of him looking sideways. And I'm trying to get through them, and they're arguing. That's Elvis. The other guy goes, "No, it's Steve McQueen." Another guy says, "What did he say?" Another guy says, James Dean. It's James Dean. One guy even said it was Freddie Mercury. I was like, "It's not Freddie Mercury." So I looked at the picture, and of course I know what it is because I guess I'm
It's
old now.
a famous picture.
Well, it's a hugely famous
Yeah.
picture. As soon as I tell you the name, everyone's going to go, "Yeah, I've seen that." I mean, it's like you can't not miss it. But these guys are arguing they're drunk. They're arguing with each other. They're all in their early 30s. I go to the bathroom, and I come out. They're still arguing. So I slide right by them, and I don't even stop. I just go, "Marlon Brando."
Yep. Uh-huh.
And I
That's what
walk
was gonna say.
and like, "Hey," one guy goes, "Hey, that's who it is." 2 other guys go, "No, I don't think so."
It ruined their whole day.
So they're still there this morning?
Yeah, they probably are.
So I even had you walk by and go, because now I'm second guessing myself. I had you walk.
I had to walk to the ladies' bathroom and walk back because you could see it.
And stare into, without looking like a weirdo.
Yeah, well, I looked into the boys'
I
bathroom.
told my wife, "Go down there and stare into the men's bathroom, but don't look like a creep, and tell me if that's Marlon Brando." And then, of course, it was. But yeah, that just. How old do you feel when you have to settle arguments on stuff that you think, who doesn't know that?
Right.
You know,
I don't know.
everybody I know would have looked at that. Mike Perkins, Dr. McDreamy.
Oh, you're naming them all out, huh? Call all the old guys out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't saying they're old. I'm saying we're all young.
You
we
just
know
said
that.
we're old.
Wow,
and
okay.
I'm glad I wasn't included.
I
So-
Got away.
I heard that.
So I'm just trying to get out of the way some of the stuff I've heard since I've been here on this trip. Here's another one.
This is funny.
We get into, I think we were in line, I don't know, we were in line to grab something to eat before we went upstairs, and this mother had taken her sons and teenage, there was like 6 of them, and she's gathering up her things, and they're walking, and they kind of stop near us in a group, and she's like, okay, did everybody remember their bathing suit? Did they remember your wallet? Or, doing the checklist like we used to do with our kids.
Right.
First of all, you make sure you have all the kids.
Yeah.
You got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got all the kids. Then it's like, okay, did you all bring your stuff? Because you got your glasses, you got your stuff,
your towel,
and we got your phone. And the mom throws something out. She's rummaging through her purse, and she says, did you guys remember to turn off the TV in your room? Not a big deal. And the teenager started laughing at her. And I was like, what? And I'm thinking, that's funny. And she goes, here's what they said. They said, it's not our electricity. Who cares?
That's been said for years.
I get it, but But I turn off the TV and the lights when I leave,
right.
Even though it's the
Not those kids.
hotel electric bill. It never occurs to me to
Who's paying the bill?
Right, never occurs to me to let stuff run. I might turn down the AC some, so it's not 100 degrees when you get back in the room. I might do that, but I'm not being flagrant about it.
Right.
I mean, Joe,
Those kids
there's
were.
no way if you were staying in a hotel, you would treat it like your house.
Right.
I don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're just raised differently.
Yep.
It is. It comes down to being raised.
But the woman didn't bat an eye. She didn't turn around and lecture that I wanted to.
Till this day, I hear my dad in my mind going, the light switch goes on and the light switch goes off.
That's why they put them on the wall. For that reason.
But I can hear Dad just talking.
I can too.
In my head, just saying that to me, like the light switch goes on.
You know what's funny is that when she quotes your dad about that stuff, she says it out loud. I could be in the other room and she comes
Okay,
walking
Dad.
back in the laundry room going, okay, Dad, I'm not supposed to go in the garage
Without shoes on.
with my bare feet. And she's talking to your dad, who's deceased, and about something that he lectured her about that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes, Dad, light switch goes on, light switch goes off. I'm like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
As soon as I step out in the garage in socks, I'm getting in trouble. Like, it's just right there.
Well, a quick funny story. We had a poster of Dad at his memorial. So I still have it in the garage, and he's been gone 14 years. Well, when I was cleaning out his garage, the poster was sitting on the workbench. And I kept looking behind me as I was cleaning out the garage, and I swear I could hear him going, don't throw that out. You might need that.
That's
I went,
exactly.
oh, jeez. I finally took the poster down and turned it upside down so he wouldn't talk to me anymore.
That's a true thing. He used to say that all the time. We'd throw stuff away and he'd go back through the trash to see if there was anything in there that he could keep, because you never know when you need it.
Well, you guys, I pack around a lot of stuff. I keep a good supply of nuts and bolts. I keep stuff that you might need. And there's all sorts of odds and ends. I've got what I call junk drawers in my toolboxes that are odds and ends that you can't really go easily find anymore. So you went through, I'm trying to explain to my wife here. She's like, okay, so anything you want in the garage, you can pretty much have it. We'll just double check with my brother. Now, you've already gone through and taken out everything you thought was of value to keep.
Correct.
So I've already know that it's been picked over once. And she says, but they're so full of stuff in here. And I started going through the drawers and the jars. I'm like, there's no fucking way I would ever need any of this stuff. There are literally things in here I'm going, this is the dumbest shit ever. Who would keep this?
Right.
Never know.
And there was a little bit of separation of church and state when there was some things you decided to leave, Joe, because you're like,
There's just
you have to look at it and go, there's no way I'm ever going to need this again.
That's correct.
The
Yeah,
one
they don't
thing
even make it anymore.
No.
I think he had a whole drawer of like milk cap, like plastic milk bottle caps.
Right, yeah.
Well, the other one was the 7-Up bottles. Remember those?
Oh yeah, the 7-Up.
Yeah, he cut the tops off and then stacked them
Yes.
for the plastic. You know how they had the little plastic on the bottom
Yeah.
of the quart bottles?
And he'd use those as sort
Ginger
stuff.
ale bottles
Right,
is what
so
it
he'd
was.
keep all those.
Yeah.
He'd use
it
them
was
for
dwarf.
planters, for seeds. He'd use them for. He recycled it.
Yeah,
He
because
just
you were
used-
getting mad because I wasn't willing to take it. I'm going, I
Oh
don't.
no! I didn't want any of that stuff. No. I was telling him the story the other day when I had to pick up the dog poop. Dad would take the milk cartons, the milk gallon cartons,
Right.
and slice it at an angle and use it as a scoop.
Oh,
Yep.
keep the handle.
Yeah, cut
Yeah.
the handle, and I'd use it as a scoop, and he made me pick up dog poop that way. Not
That's
with a
actually
shovel.
not a bad idea because that's your scoop and you throw the whole thing out when
He
you're
threw it all
done.
out, but so we had multiple milk cartons all over the
That's
garage.
not a bad idea.
It is because you're getting too close to the poop. When you're here, okay?
Exactly. Especially if it was like mushy, then you're like,
Okay, well, on paper it sounds good, but I guess in practical experience,
I think he
I'll
meant
go with the
us.
shovel.
not
Okay?
so much.
I think he meant us to get real close to it.
So here we are moving to Dayton, Nevada, and it is off the beaten path. I don't know if it's got 12,000 people that live there. And when I was young, I would never want to live. I want to go visit. I want to go camping in desolate places. But the older I get, the farther away from people I want to be.
I don't
now-
want a people today.
Yeah, I'm not done with
I don't
people.
want
But
people.
then I look at where we're sitting at the Sun Valley Fox's house in Minden, and there's 200 or 300 houses. They're all spaced out. They're all nicely kept, and it's quiet. You think this would be okay? You get enough people around to function. Except your brother moved here 30 years ago.
Yeah. Long
How
time
many
ago.
people, Joe? How many people were here when you? I mean, how many houses could you see when you moved out here? Because this
geez.
place had to have looked. It had to have looked pretty desolate back then.
Oh, it was very desolate. Yeah, to the north of us, there was no homes whatsoever. I mean, that's probably 4 blocks away.
Yeah.
And when the kids were being raised, they could run to the mountain, to the hills, and
that's
build
cool.
forts and all that stuff. There was really nothing to the south of us either. There was that big development, but nobody developed anything at the time. I think there might have been 4 or 5 houses around us at the whole
But you
time.
moved from the San Fernando Valley, which even back in the 40s and 50s was hustle and bustle.
Right.
It just grew. I mean, it was a nice neighborhoods and perfect middle class growing up as far as I was concerned.
So you
Yes.
moved to California. He was born in Chicago with
you
mom
were
and
born
dad.
in Chicago?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
I didn't know that.
So he moved out. You weren't one?
No, just about. I
Just
think
about
Mom
one.
said 9 months
So at
because
50,
Dad got a job.
So in 1955, he lived in the San Fernando Valley.
from that point on. But I mean, you grew up in the hustle and bustle and, people being around in high schools that were crowded. I mean, that's how you grew up. And freeways were being built. How on earth did you throw a dart at a map? How did you pick this place? This is
There, I was supposed to work for a gentleman who was going to move his company here, and that was back in the mid to late 80s. And he brought me up here, and Donna too, and said, "Hey, start looking around because I really like to move my company to Carson City."
yeah.
So we hemmed and hawed. He hemmed and hawed. He said, maybe not. I'm not going to move it. But every time we came up, we fell in love with it more and more.
But were you working for him at the time?
Yes, I
Okay,
was.
so it wasn't, hey, it's a guy you knew
No.
that had a company across town. This was somebody you were already working with.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's
I got
correct.
you.
Yeah, so he said, I want you to move with me.
Yeah.
But he kept
okay.
hemming and hawing, and it took a few years before he really decided, nah, I'm not going to do it. But we fell in love with
The
Carson
area,
City,
yeah.
Minden, the Carson Valley, and our oldest daughter, or our only daughter, I should say, was starting middle school.
Right.
And we started thinking, we got to make a decision whether we should move or not because she's going to get settled in high school
Friends
and don't
and
want to tear all
clubs
the
and
friends.
yeah.
So we decided to put the house up for sale, and lo and behold, it sold over Christmas of all times.
Oh, gosh.
And then we looked at each other and went, uh-oh,
Yeah.
what are we going to do?
Well, you didn't have a job yet then.
No, I did
If
not.
he didn't move here, you didn't have a job to
I
land on.
didn't have a job. We bought a house. We bought this house. Didn't have a job.
Jeez.
Sold that house, thank goodness, but we had to rent back to get a
Yeah.
few things done.
Right.
And then moved up here. But no, I did not have a job. Nothing. Moved 3 kids, 2 dogs, a wife.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
How terrifying for your wife, St. Donna, that must have been to go, we're going 1,000 miles away from home.
No, I look at it. She had faith in him. that-
And nobody, I don't
She could
care
do it.
how much faith you have in your husband. There
It's
has to
still
be some
hard.
apprehension going, okay, deep breath, here we go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's-
I can see that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had to start all over.
Yeah.
We didn't have any friends here or anything. But, like Donna said, you get friends through the kids.
Yeah. that time.
that's kind of how it happened. The other thing is they didn't really hire back then because a lot of people wanted to move to the area, but they would send resumes, and I did too. But they say, well, we're not going to do anything until you physically are
Sure,
here.
Right.
yeah.
You know, which makes sense.
Right.
But I think I was here maybe 2 weeks, and I said, well, maybe I better go start looking for a job.
You think?
After 2 weeks.
I thought it was a vacation.
Can you see Donna just sitting every morning, staring at her across the table,
Yes.
going,
Is it
tapping
time?
her fingers on the table, going, let's go. Anytime you're ready, big boy.
Do you know something I
The
don't
bank
know?
account is getting smaller. Let's go.
Yes, very much so. But I knew a couple places, and I went and I applied. And one place I applied at, Donna went with me, and I went in, I thought I was going to drop off the resume.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, do you have a few minutes? I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, that's cool.
That was 3.5 hours. Then I had an interview and a test, and she was still sitting in the car.
Oh,
There's
my.
no way that I could contact her because
No.
I think we didn't have cell phones
No.
back then. So, I'm in the building and I'm going through all this, and
And she just had to wait.
yep, and he
Wow.
hired me.
And you couldn't tell the guy, excuse me, I gotta go tell my wife.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
I think you could have used that opportunity to be a little bold. The guy, you could have said to the guy, "Look, asshole, I didn't know I was going to be in here all half the fucking day. I haven't had breakfast yet. My wife's in the car. Why don't you tell me? Are you going to give me the job or not? We ain't got all time for this."
No, couldn't do that.
No,
Just saying.
I probably would never have a job in Nevada if that was the case. Yeah. But I interviewed on a Monday, and he said, "Hey, can you start Wednesday?" And I went, "Oh,
Wow.
wait, I'm still on vacation. I don't want to start work
I'm sure
yet."
your wife was differing. No, you're not on vacation. You tell him yes.
Yeah.
The answer's yes.
So did you get to go in the car and tell her you got a job?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't remember the reaction, though. I
I bet
really
she
don't.
was relieved.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
You
it
walk
had to be.
in and then go back in
You
the
walk
car
in. You walk in to drop off a piece of paper and come back out with
and go, hey, I got a job.
I got a
Right.
start date.
That's
Right.
cool.
And that was in '92, and I was never out of a job since then
That's
for
awesome.
Wow.
33 years that we've been here. So
What a leap of faith to do that. I can't tell you.
Nobody does that anymore.
No.
It's rare. Let me say nobody. It's
rare.
rare that people will do that.
yeah,
Will
I think
just
we
jump.
get in a fast lane and don't want to get off.
Yeah, or
the
we're
freeway.
comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't
I
want to
agree.
start over.
Believe me, I was scared to death.
I don't doubt it.
And now I've talked about that to people that I don't gamble because I did the biggest gamble of my life when we moved here. So
bet.
mean, I think I struck it rich. We struck it
I
rich.
think so, too.
How old, can I ask, how old were you guys when you did it? How old were you when you made that leap of faith? Because it's not like you were in your 20s.
No, 30, 38, 39.
38 or 39.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is something. I
You do
mean,
crazy stuff in your 20s, like you
Well,
do,
by the
but
time you creep up on 40, you're thinking, okay,
It's
I
do or
can't-
die.
I can't fix a mistake if I fuck it up. I
Yes.
can't, if I fuck this up, I don't have 30 years to correct this. I gotta be careful what
That's
I'm doing
right.
here.
so
That's
what's our
right.
problem?
Oh, I just throw caution to the wind.
What are we doing? We're not in our 40s.
I've always told my wife, I said, look, I keep jumping around, and if we end up in our 60s or something, our late 60s, and we're living in a trailer out by a Joshua tree with a generator running,
totally fine with
you're
that.
okay. But I'm saying,
Okay with
I'm gonna say,
that.
well, we didn't plan for the future. We're not living in a mansion, but I'll always be able to tell you what. It was a fun ride.
It sure
I
was.
can't tell you that you didn't have fun
I
all
want
along
the
the way.
stories. I want the stories.
Right.
So I'd be totally fine with that.
Right.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I saw The Irishman. He ended up in an old folks home, which is where nobody wants to be. But man, he had all the stories in that old folks home every day. He had
Then
something
you
to tell.
lived. That's what
And
I
it
say.
wasn't because he was delivering mail for the post office for 45 years. It's because he jumped a lot.
Right.
So
Sometimes you just have to.
it is
Yeah.
not. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit this as evidence to you. Don't behave the way that I did it. Don't do what Joe did. Because it's risky. It's not the wise thing. It's not the
Yeah.
smart thing.
But you
it's
have
not
to
the.
also say that how far away, because Donna's parents were in they weren't too far away. So you jumped how many miles away from parents and support?
South from everybody.
427 miles to be exact.
427.
You know exactly, because that's a big jump, especially when you're young and you have kids and you want family support. I mean, you literally jumped.
It is not the prudent decision to make.
Well,
It's
I
not
think-
what you do.
I think one of the biggest things that we ended up learning is about each other, because we had to rely on each other. It wasn't running to mom and dad and say, hey, mom, dad, what am I going to do? It's like, okay, we're either going to sink or we're going to swim. So, and I think it drew us closer together.
I agree.
That's interesting.
Who does that sound like?
You, because we did the same thing.
When we moved away, she's panicking. I go, you got to calm down. We only have each other. You got to step up your game. You can't just, I can't call my mom or my dad or my brothers to come help me. Neither can you. I go, get your game face on. It's just us.
Right.
And it did bring us a lot closer,
Yes,
because you
it
realize we're it.
That's right.
Even though you left me to walk home in the rain from the U-Haul, you wouldn't come get me. She was
Nope.
down at your mother's house in the valley.
Okay.
I had taken a U-Haul truck full of stuff down here, and they're charging by the day, and I was broke. And I told her, I said, drive back up here so you can drive me home. It's like 7 or 8 miles from the U-Haul, and I got to drop it off tomorrow morning, so drive back up. She goes, well, I'm still visiting with my mother. But I said, I don't care. So I had to take that thing. I kept thinking, she's on her way, she's on her way. She's not on her way. I walked all the way over. I drove to U-Haul and turned it in. I had to walk home, and it started raining. I walked home 7 miles in the rain because she didn't want to come up. So, yeah, part of that speech was null and void. Don't worry, we got to rely on each other.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. How did that work?
Yeah.
And that didn't work out very well.
No, that was the last time you ever hung me out to dry like that.
I bet you never forgot that story.
I certainly never forgot.
I just got the look.
I never let you forget that story.
Oh, no, you never do.
That's the main thing. All right, where are we?
So, how you doing on your weight loss in your knee? What's going on with that? Let's get an update.
Okay.
The Fat Man page, update
The Fat Man page, the Fat Guy page update. I had crossed under 400 pounds, then went back up above 400 pounds. Then I got serious one day, got back under. I was at 397, and I've been up here. Now, you even watch me up here. I'm doing a lot of walking.
Always when we're here.
And I'm not eating that much. Like, first of all, I haven't felt, I missed a few meals because I didn't feel right. So I skipped them. And then even when we've been eating out, I don't even eat half my meal.
I know.
I don't think I've eaten a full meal since I've been, well, last night I did. Last night while I was here at Sun Valley Foxes, and Donna and him made that chicken and that
Donna did.
I said Donna and Joe made the chicken thing. Although we had whatever that thing was, the burger macaroni surprise.
That's what we're calling
Well, because I didn't know. I asked her. She goes, "You didn't have any last night because I didn't feel good." She goes, "Do you want some tonight?" I go, "Yeah." What's
it
it
called?
And she goes, "This is how she began to tell me what she was going to feed me." She goes, "Well, it started out I was trying to make." And I stopped her. I go, wait. I don't know what you were trying. What did you eventually? What did it end up being? And I was like, hey. So she just goes, oh, it's just macaroni with too much hamburger meat. Okay, let me have some of the macaroni with way too much hamburger meat.
That's the recipe. That's the name of it.
Well, it was good, but
welcome to my world.
Well,
sounds a little tough there.
No, it's not. She's a great cook.
It's kind of like when you walk in and look at Joe looking in the oven, and he's like, "It's something. It's meat-based. I'm sure of that. It's meat-based dinner."
Is it edible?
Yes.
Is that your only question?
So
Yes.
it was good. It was delicious, and I'll have you know, even though you and I love Sweet Baby Ray's,
Yes.
that second piece of chicken that you gave me that you grilled up, I didn't put anything on it for the first bite. I sunk into that just how it was, and I'm telling you, so good.
Good.
I love some Sweet Baby Ray's, but I wanted to try that without it because the first piece I got had some on it. The second one, I could have eaten that whole thing without it and been just fine. It was really, you did a great job on that.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
The macaroni with way too much hamburger was also good.
It's always better the next day.
That could be the title of it. Macaroni with too much ground meat.
Yeah,
Ground meat,
too much,
too much ground meat. Yeah, that's.
She can write that down.
So other than that meal, I ate a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
But every other thing we've been doing here, I've barely eaten half, or I've skipped
But you've
meals if
done
I didn't
that
feel good.
every trip.
Yeah.
It's like you're so busy that you just.
But I don't know why I get so upset that my stomach gets turned. Like I just don't feel like eating. It's like, no, don't give me anything. And usually I'm hungry. I'm a big guy. I didn't get to be 400 pounds not eating. I fucking eat. But it's when I come up to like we've got so much going on, I just don't get to it. But walking a lot, eating less. My knee, I think I twisted it out on, this is going to sound, we went out to Dayton to the property, and everybody's doing some stuff, and my fat ass can't really help, but I walk around and poke around a little bit and do what I can. And then, but the top layer out in Dayton is like 5 or 6 inches of sand. Now, you cleared it away with the tractor, and that's beautiful soil underneath it. I mean,
I can't wait to get my hands in that soil.
It is dark, rich soil. When you grab that, it's great.
Yeah, it's called Nevada beach sand.
Nevada beach sand.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, especially when you trimmed up the trees, now whatever had been gathering under the trees is like another 6 or 8 inches. But I'm stepping in it and rolling my ankle. Stepping in it, I sink into it and I sink to one side. One of them got me.
That was happening with me too when I was walking on the property.
It got me bad, and I knew I'd hurt myself. And then last night, and I tell you this now, I had to post on Discord, because I had a little update on my knee, and I said, and it's true, I hurt my knee so bad last night in the middle of the night, I almost told her, I think I broke it. I think I broke my knee.
That's what woke me up.
Yeah, because I was just like this. I couldn't keep quiet. I was gritting my teeth, but I fucking I twisted it away, and I thought I broke that. I heard it pop, and
tell them what you did.
Well, the story that I told on Discord.
Is this a true story?
It's true.
Yes,
it's a story.
It's true. It's a story. No, it's true.
It's true. It's a story. And I said, so you're going to regret saying that. I wrote on there, I said, my knee is really bad today. It's 10 times worse than ever. I don't know if I can walk. I don't know if I can put pressure on it. Last night, we tried some new sexual positions and got carried away.
Okay.
Don't tell that stuff in front of my brother.
And my knee got twisted, and I'm hurting. What really happened was, I mean, that's the story I told everybody. But I pushed the wheelchair towards the end of the bed, and I just kind of rolled over to get into bed, and my foot got caught in the wheelchair. So my whole body went into bed, and the foot stayed. My body rolled into the bed, foot didn't turn.
And this is what woke me up at 2:30 this morning.
It didn't twist at my ankle, it twisted at my knee. And I heard it pop, and I finished flopping into bed going, oh, Christ, I'm done. No, I'm not going to tell everybody I got my foot caught in a wheelchair. That's not a story you tell people. Well, if I have to go to the emergency room, they're getting the sex story. I don't care what I got to make up. There's no fucking way I'm going to go in there and go, my fat ass got hemmed up on a wheelchair. Sorry about that. Hurts right here. No,
While having sex. Just go with that one.
Just add the wheelchair in there.
Just go with that one. Give them something good.
That's the new sexual position. It's called the wheelchair. Then I'm not totally lying.
I'm sure they've heard some pretty crazy, wild stories.
I'm sure they have. So here's the gig. It hurts double to walk on it. Yeah. But the getting in and out of my truck, it's less. When I hang my knee, when I lift up my leg to step up on a step, get in the truck, when your knee separates, when all the bones and muscles separate, that's the part that kills me like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. Not as bad today.
It's weird.
It's less. I can get up in the truck, it hurts, but not as bad. But pushing on it hurts more. I'm okay with the trade. I really am. I'm all right.
So you kind of helped it a little bit.
So I thought maybe if you lift your leg and your bones all come apart, clearly, what do you need? You need a brace.
Yes. Yep.
They don't make one for like
putting bones together.
Did you just call me super fast legs? Is that what you just said?
I thought you said super fast.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. My brother's got my back.
Yeah, no kidding. You're gonna need that.
He's got it. We're good.
So yeah, nobody makes. We looked around online at all the inventory of the medical supply places in town. Nobody makes a super fat one for my leg. So
Amazon is delivering one when we get back.
When I get back, there'll be one there. But look, that does me now.
So you have to tell everybody your observation when you were watching the different news channels. What the commercials are.
Oh, stop. Oh,
come on. What was your observation?
They're all medical. Every fucking commercial is something medical.
Yep.
Every one.
Except.
Okay,
tell everyone
Here you go.
What cologne you want and why. What happens?
I do not submit to advertising.
Yep.
I do not fall prey to advertising.
Wait for it.
There's. Okay, would you stop?
There's a but.
They had a commercial on, and it was they had a woman sitting on a chair, kind of in a darkened, empty room. She had a blindfold on. She's dressed
Always a girl.
dressed to the nines, pearls and lipstick and it, but a blindfold on. And they show this kind of the same room with a different girl, a blonde, a brunette, or redhead, or whatever. And then I'm still trying to figure out what the commercial's about. And then this guy, he's like straightening his tie. You just see him up close. You see like his chin and his hand in his tie. And I'm looking, and then all of a sudden there's a little spray.
He's captivated right now.
A little psh. You see that on your screen, little psh.
That's
Can you
a
hear
good
that?
sound effect.
Little psh.
Okay.
And he sprays a little cologne, and then he just gently walks in the room. I don't think you ever see his full face the way they frame it, but he walks around the girl in slow motion, and all the girls turn their head and lift their noses and chins, and they're smiling, and then the dude walks out of the room, and they pull off their blindfolds. Where'd he go? Where's that guy who smelled so good? Now I want to meet him. You know, I gotta, and now I want that cologne. I've never bought anything like on site like that ever. So now I'm watching, I'm thinking, did I miss it? Did they say what it was and I missed it? Because I didn't.
Yeah, he's totally.
Oh no, now I'm focused because
Yeah.
if they show up one more second, I gotta pay attention.
He's like going to me. Shush, 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 shush. It's like commercial.
Yeah, and then I got it. It was called Gravity. But Gravite with an apostrophe.
So I said gravite.
Whatever. It said gravity. I'm a redneck. I'm gravity. I'm not French. I'm not Agnes listening to a pond in France. Okay?
Oh,
Okay.
poor Agnes.
Yeah.
Agnes.
So now
She's still listening, so.
well, that's why I included her.
All
Now
right,
she's
well.
included. So now I got to try that and see if it actually. You want me to try it just in case too. You're like, all right, you go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, I want to watch my husband walk by and all the women go, whoa.
They already do when I wear my cologne 1985.
Wait, did you say walk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't him.
Well, I'm going to stroll by with my wheelchair as
There you
my
go.
walker.
There you go. How
He's
you
working
doing,
for the-
ladies?
He's working for the old people now. He's working on the strut with the wheelchair.
It's hard to be sexy pushing a wheelchair.
Yeah, you'll have about 6 older ladies
That's
behind
right.
in wheelchairs trying to catch up with you. There'll be a collision
little
in
walkers.
GSR. Yeah,
Oh,
a
so now
collision.
that's all you guys think I can get is old ladies in wheelchairs and walkers racing behind me? I'll have you know.
I dare you. Challenge accepted.
So
right?
yes, I want to try that. I've never seen a commercial where I just went, got to do that. I want to check that out. Never. And that was one where I looked at it.
He
And
was
went,
still talking about it this morning.
Oh,
it
wow.
was a very
That was
powerful
crazy.
visual effect. It reached my core.
I wouldn't be surprised if I went on Amazon. It's already in the cart.
Or sold out because everybody saw the commercial.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
You don't know. You can't think I'm the only jabroni that likes that.
Yeah, all it is just water anyway.
All right,
And
so we
soap.
have a section
And
of
soap.
and soap. Water and soap just
Yeah.
smells
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't tried it. Stop it.
Wow.
All right, so we have a section of the podcast called Dingy Starts Here.
Oh, great.
And let's start with you, Mrs. Persnickety.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I'll tell you a story. She goes, I forgot. Now, what'd you say about bringing shampoo with
I
us?
didn't have the small travel bottles. I just had the big ones at home, and I decided I didn't really want to take the big bottles. So I
Of
said
shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, so I said I'd buy it when we got up here.
Right, so no big deal. She goes, I'll just get some when we get to Reno. All right, so we're going through the hotel. There's that little convenience store in there, and she goes, I'm going to go get some shampoo and conditioner. And for her, that's a big deal. Like, she knows exactly what she wants and exactly how she wants it, and that's not something she would forget. She did not forget. She darted right into that place. It wasn't like she got upstairs and went, oh, I forgot to get... No. That's on her radar. So I wait. She comes out with no shampoo.
That is correct.
No conditioner.
That is correct.
I'm like, what are you doing? And go ahead, tell your brother, tell the audience what you said, you little persnickety, whiny.
I said they had Pert shampoo. I didn't even know they still made Pert shampoo. I don't like Pert shampoo on my hair. I wasn't gonna buy it. I left. That was all the Pert they had.
Would you have bought it if it was Pert Plus?
No.
Shampoo and conditioner in one?
No. No.
So we're standing there now
My
outside
mom
this
back
place.
in the day did buy it, and it was the worst.
What's wrong with Pert Plus?
There's just, it doesn't have conditioner. It dries your
It's a
hair
little
out.
chalky, I'll give you that.
It's awful.
It's a little chalky.
It's awful on your hair.
So we're out in the GSR hallway going, go get you need shampoo? No, I'll just use whatever's in the hotel. And I go, it's not going to be as good as Pert. It's, that's real water, rainwater up there. She would not do, so we're arguing over it. No way. She's now getting loud in the hallway, letting everyone who can hear her know she has her standards.
And it's not going to be Pert.
Or Pert Plus.
Or Pert Plus.
No,
that was the only choice, too, was just Pert. That was all that the hotel had was Pert shampoo. And I was like, no.
That's because nobody was buying it. That's why it's all there.
All the others was sold out.
All the other bins were empty.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
So, same place, the same little convenience store. The next day, I said, hey, I need to get like $5 to tip the valet and bring my truck up. And so she goes, well, I only have $100 bill. I said, well, just the same little Pert Plus convenience store is right there. Just go in and see if they'll break 100. And she goes, okay.
No. First she said ask where the cashier was.
Well, we're in a casino. I'm figuring you can't find a cashier, someone to.
Dawn on me.
You can't find a girl walking around making change. Come on, it's a casino. And she's like, I don't know where that is.
First of all, they don't have cashier girls anymore.
Okay, look, I don't know. I guarantee even my fat ass walking around in a wheelchair could find something with, like, in 30 seconds, someone will cash you out to put more money in those slot machines. I'm sure they would be accommodating.
Gotcha. Go ahead. Continue your story.
So I tell her, well, go ahead and go in there. And anytime she has to stop and do something, I try to continue on because I'm slower. So I just go, all right, well, you do that, and I'll head towards the valet. No big deal. I get about, I don't know, I'm a good 20, 30 yards into the casino now, and she yells at me from the Pert Plus place.
Stop.
She goes, stop. Hey, they'll do it. They'll change the 100 down to a 5.
That's not how
Everyone
it went.
stops, and I'm like,
that's not how
what did you say?
First of all, I went in there to find out where the nearest cashier was. So I didn't have the $100 bill on me because I didn't think I was going to cash it in that store.
I told you to go cash it after you balked. You totally balked on the cashier. I'm not doing that. I don't know where it is. I said, go in there and ask if they'll change it. And what did you yell at me?
I need my wallet. I need the money.
She screams at me. I'm 20, 30 yards away.
I didn't have my wallet
200
on me.
people, and she goes, they'll do it. They'll change it. I said, I turned around quiet. I go, okay, change it. What the fuck?
You had my wallet.
You have my wallet. And then I yelled back. So you went into the place to change the $100 bill without the $100 bill?
Yes.
She yells back, yes. Now, this is like you'd see in a comedy movie. Everyone has stopped, and everyone turns towards her when it's her turn to talk, and they turn back towards me when it's my turn to talk. So when I said, you left without the money, they all looked at her. She goes, yeah, I didn't take it. They looked back at me. And I said, what kind of dumbass goes to change a $100 bill without the $100 bill?
Right.
All the people in the hallway turned back to look at her again.
Do you think I cared?
I don't care that you cared.
I don't care.
Why would you? We should not have been in that situation. You should have taken the money with you.
Did I get changed for the 100?
Oh, okay. If the ends justifies the means,
Sounds like
I
it.
think we can all tag along with that conversation.
Well, you know, there would have been a simple answer. Take the $100, buy the Pert, and you would have had change.
You had change
That's it.
Oh
right
my
there.
God.
Now
That's it.
there's a man
No.
who problem solves on multi levels at one time. Why
You know
didn't
what?
you just
Then
do
I could have
that?
bought the Pert for you.
I don't care I don't care what it is. Pert's fine. I didn't give a shit. He's right. You could have bought the purse,
my
got your
goodness.
shampoo, and had change.
Okay, good. Problem solved. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. And Denmark, too.
I think what we've learned from this is that whenever I'm into one of those situations again, I just got to stop. Everybody stop. Got to call Sun Valley Fox. I need some guidance here before this gets out of control.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, this morning we got on the elevator, and as it was going down, it stopped at every floor, and more people were getting on. And like the third one it stopped at, I said, there's people in the elevator with us, and I said, wonder what would happen if the next time it stops, the people go to get in. And I'm kind of a big guy. What if I stand up and put my hand out and go, that's $1? You want to get in, it's $1. People are in a hurry. They may pay me.
You should have said 5. Then you wouldn't
Yeah, start
had
high.
to change the 100.
Then it would have changed 100.
Exactly.
Then you wouldn't
Start
have got
high.
stuck with Pert Plus.
Exactly.
I guess so. We
Problem
missed-
solved
Problem
again.
solved again. and now we're making money. See, we got to call your brother on stuff like this.
That's called wisdom.
That's
He's got
comes
some
with it.
wisdom. Oh my gosh.
All right, so in the dingy section, we started with you because that's 3 dingy stories right off the bat with you. Here's the one I got upset with, and I told this in the live stream, but I don't know that everybody heard it on the podcast.
Oh, so we're recapping?
Recapping. So yesterday you had
I need something to drink, like more than no. I'm like,
if we get to a
Dawn
point,
was going to come to my rescue. I said, "Give me something to drink."
she'd have poured some hooch in that too for you. She'd have been like, "I can tell. I can see what's going on. I'm watching. It's not pretty."
Go ahead.
So
Talk.
you had your therapist appointment for your back, which Dr. McDreamy. I say Dr. McDreamy, that's his girl, but I think Marcy got mad. MarcyZavala.com.
They both go. I think they both have gone to her.
Yeah, but I think Marcy got offended, like, that's my friend, not his, or something. I don't know. But Dr. McDreamy, you know, your cancer pain after 11 years is gone. I mean, can we say that with confidence now that MarcyZavala.com?
The joint pain, yes, absolutely.
Oh,
MarcyZavala.com.
Wow, a little late on that. Let's try that again. Thanks to MarcyZavala.com.
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 Oh my God, you've heard it 9 times. You still flubbed the line. Okay, let's write.
I need something to drink.
We got to get him some cue cards. Okay, Joe, we're on cue card number 3.
He doesn't have notes, you know.
No, I know. Can
He's
you
winging
tell?
it.
I think everybody can tell. All right. So I would say her changing your diet has brought you pain-free from 11 years. 11 years of me watching you suffer and suffer and suffer. And you tried everything. Everything known to man, every pain pill, every witch doctor in South America we could fly you to. Nothing worked.
Correct.
Marcy got you straightened out in about 4. We saw results right away. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you guys, I am not getting paid. There's no money coming my way. MarcyZavala.com. You guys are 1 click away from being pain-free. She's our friend. And once we found out that she had set her life in this direction, we tried her, and it worked. So now the only thing you had left was lower back pain, and that was from a physical injury to your back.
That's what they think it is, yeah. That's what we're trying to figure out.
So,
if therapy can work it before we go do something.
But the other therapist you've gone to did nothing to help you every time you went. Dr. McDreamy gets you set up with this girl in Reno, and she's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's doing a great job, and she gave you a couple of instructions that when you follow them, your little stubborn sister in here doesn't...
Whoa, well, I'm just sitting here looking pretty, and
You
just...
raised her with
No,
your
you
parents. This
raised
is your response. This is the condition I got her in.
I should have left her on the beach. Is
You
that
should
what you're
have.
trying
That's
to tell
what I'm
me?
trying to tell
Okay,
you.
all right.
I received her already stubborn.
Oh,
She was
broken.
stubborn. I didn't make her stubborn. You guys did. I got her this
is that
way.
how that went? Okay.
So when you don't follow her instructions, you're not doing well. But when you do, and you follow the instructions, you're almost pain-free on your back now.
Yes.
So we had to drop you off at a therapy session, and for some reason, and I know we are around each other all day long. You think we get sick of each other all the time, but there was a moment yesterday. I just didn't want you to go. I knew you had to go.
We both said it.
I knew you had to go to therapy. I knew that was the right thing. You needed to go, get your back worked on. But I'm sitting in the parking lot going, man, I got to go out to the property and date
Without me.
Without you. I know it'll only be for an hour or so, but it's bugging me.
Yeah.
And you said the same.
I did. I wanted to go out the property with you. I didn't want to go to therapy that day.
But
Yeah.
we were like, okay, let's be grown-ups about this. You know, pull up your pantyhose, let's fucking go. So I dropped you off, and it was okay. Because I knew St. Donna was going to be along in an hour, pick you up around 10, around 10:45 or so, 10:30. You'll be here. I'll suck it up. But I was counting the minutes. I was. So you texted me and said, hey, I'm done, but I don't see Donna. Then you said, oh, she's here. Okay, we're on our way. All right. At that moment, the stopwatch is running. I clicked, okay, now how long it is? So I waited like 15 or 20 minutes. You guys should be on the highway now, doing about 90. And you're at some warehouse. I 360, because we have a 360 app where she can see where I'm at. All of our kids are on it. And I look and go, what the fuck is she doing at some warehouse in Reno? So I text her, you're not responding. I text her again, not responding. All right, fuck it. Now I call. And you answered the phone and said, hello, what do you want? I can't talk right
we
now.
were in the building.
I gotta go by. And you hung up on me. And
We were in the building.
I still didn't know
know
where you were.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then I call you back again. You're like, I'm visiting my nephew. Which one, Maddie?
Maddie.
I'm visiting my nephew, Maddie. Now I'm pissed. I'm like, what the fuck are you visiting? You're not. No. Remember, your heart, my heart. You want to be. I want to be. Remember all that an hour ago?
We had a detour.
No, and then Maddie was not involved in that conversation.
Maddie was involved.
Bullshit. So, and I'm like, get the fuck out of there and come out. Well, I'm visiting my nephew. I don't care. Come. Who gives a shit? Come here. And to be fair, we were supposed to meet with Maddie sometime this weekend to pick up a baseball card
Correct.
for the California Angels thing that Gen X Talks is doing on Saturday. And somehow St. Donna decided, we're doing that now. So she goes in there, drags you along, get the baseball card. I'm going, what? This is not part of the plan. There's even a caveat to this. Today, guess what I learned today? She said, oh, Donna was going to show me where Christine used to live. And I went, what? And she goes, well, we didn't. I go, so that was on the menu too?
Well, we were going right by it.
I don't care. That was...
We went right by it, and then we drove by it, and she goes, oh, yeah, it's back there.
Yeah, but lucky me, because otherwise, it could have been worse. We could have gone and seen where people used to live.
Yeah, they could have went to Sacramento, too.
Could have gone to Sacramento. So now I'm angry. You're half an hour, 40 minutes late, but you're on the road.
We are on the road.
Now you're on the road.
And I got the baseball card.
You got the baseball card. So I'm drawn into breath. I wait another 15 minutes. And I check again where you're supposed to be. You're like 5 miles down the road. Now on the app, the 360 app, it tells you how fast they're going. 42 miles an hour. 42 miles an hour on the is that the 395 there coming out across that bridge heading over? Is
yes,
that
yeah, or 580.
Yeah, speed limit's 70. Maybe 65. Don't tell me it's 42.
Okay, I don't know.
So
I wasn't looking at the
I'm looking at this going 42 miles an hour, 43 miles an hour, 42. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm thinking Donna's just doing this on purpose. She's just trying to make me mad.
We were enjoying ourselves.
She really wasn't doing any of this on purpose, I found out. She's just having a good time. It had nothing to do with me. I think in all fairness, you should have told Donna, I think my husband would like me to be there. But I found out later you never even mentioned it.
No, because I was enjoying
the drive. He was having a good time. So, yeah. So
it was great.
That's the other thing that's really come about lately is that I'm getting hammered by you. My mother taught you a phrase.
Oh, she taught me a couple phrases. It's so good.
It's the worst part of my marriage now.
The first one's, I have to let go because you don't like it anymore.
What?
The one where it says, you do what you think is best when it comes to a decision.
Anytime that we're fighting about something, she backs up and goes, well, you know what? I'm done talking. You just do what you think is best.
Your mom gave me that first
and
one.
she walks away, and I'm like, and you sit there going, shit. I know what I should be doing, but I think she means I should be doing it her way. And what's the other one you use now that pisses me off?
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, you've always used that.
And then it's not your department.
It's not your department. If I start questioning her on something, she goes, oh, that's not your department.
That's the new one your mom gave me.
Or if I say, didn't you go do this? She goes, that's not my department. So now we've got these department phrases that are really pissing me off. And then you teach them to St. Donna.
I did.
And Joe's now starting to get the brunt of these. He's not looking at me with favorable eyes.
And
I'm like,
Donna is telling him, oh, I got it for your sister.
Right, yeah. So now Joe's like, great, now I got to live out the rest of my life with this bullshit of, that's not my department, that's your department. But the great part is now we're still in the same section of the program here. Donna starts mixing up the metaphors. She doesn't say stay in your lane. She says stay in your department.
Lane.
She doesn't say, hey, that's not your department. She goes, that's not your lane. To which I'm going, she's got all these backwards, and Joe's going, all right. Because these, now they're not condescending, now they're funny.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Joe can walk away going, I don't even know what you mean when I said that, I'm fine. So that was funny. Then she finally gave up after one night.
Yeah, because you guys kept messing her up. You guys kept messing up the sayings.
He kept doing it to tease her. I kept trying to correct her so Joe would have to put up with these phrases. She finally got frustrated and said, I'm done. I'm going back to the ones I know. And I was like, God damn it. So, yeah, that was
I'm going back to the mac and cheese.
You guys, okay, so I'm thinking this is something everybody at the table doesn't know happened. None of you caught this yesterday.
What?
And I'm going to tell you. So St. Donna says something, she says a phrase. She was telling a story, and I thought, well, there she goes again. That's all just wacky, not the right thing, doesn't apply. She said, she was talking about the surgeries you've had, and if you've ever had screws or plates or metal rush, we're all talking about that stuff. And she goes, oh yeah, says Joe just thinks with all these surgeries and improvements, he's bionicle. And I go, okay, I'm not going to say anything. What is bionicle? You could say you're the bionic man.
Yes.
You could say you're $6 million Steve Austin. But she's telling the story. She goes, oh, he thinks he's bionicle.
Is that a word?
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, okay, I'm not going to correct her, make her feel bad. But I know this is just a dingy moment. Guess what? She was right. And she used it correctly. Bionicle means to be physically enhanced by computer, electronic, or machinery. She got it right.
Wow.
So who was really the dumbass? This guy. This guy. I was wrong. So now I felt...
Wait, you were what?
I was mistaken.
No, wait, what was the word?
Mistaken.
Wait, no. Woo. Woo. Come on. Woo. Let's go.
Mistaken.
No, not a it's a woo.
I don't know what you're talking about. You'll have to say it.
No, because I wasn't woo. You were.
I've been woo before. It feels a lot like being mistaken. So now I'm feeling, I will tell everyone, well, I was very mature about that, and I didn't call her out on it until I knew the facts. But the truth was I just was blowing it up. And she was right. She was right and I was wrong. So I'm glad I didn't say anything, or I'd look like the horse's ass today.
Oh my goodness.
Just letting you guys know that every now and then.
Wow, you sucked that up and didn't make a comment.
That's what I'm telling you.
Wow, there is control. There is some self-control there.
I didn't make a comment.
Good to know. Note to self.
I think this should be applied backwards now throughout all of Donna's history.
About what?
Now I'm going to explain it to you.
Of course you are.
How many times, let's go backwards now, how many times, Joe, in your marriage did you shake your head and go, oh my God, there she goes again, when she could have actually been right, like she was last night? I think about 50%, maybe 40% of
4,632 times.
that she was wrong or she was right.
I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, okay.
You just gave out a
I'm
number.
just saying, if she was right last night when I thought she was wrong, maybe perhaps the entire family has been judging her incorrectly often. I think you guys need to take that into consideration. I am. All those times you told me stories, I'm thinking, you guys might have been wrong. Because she was right last night, and I caught her dead to right. She was right, I was wrong.
I hope she's not listening.
I hope she is listening. And every time you guys make fun of her now, she's going to go, I could be right.
That's right.
Go figure.
That's what she's going to say to us.
She could point right at you and go, you don't know that I'm wrong yet. You listen to what the general said the other day. I might be right, damn it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
Brother.
There's a lot of times there's times I think that Donna's been right. I also can prove a time you've been wrong. You made fun of me. First of all, when a person has a baby and you want to give a gift, what's it called? If you get married, it's a wedding present.
Yes.
If it's a celebration for your birthday, it's a birthday present. What do you give? What's it called when someone has a baby? Like, here, this is for you. What do you call that gift?
Are you asking him?
I'm looking right at him.
Oh, good luck. He doesn't know. Do you think he buys gifts?
Or has babies?
Baby gift.
Is that what you just call it, a baby gift?
Yes, newborn baby gift.
Okay, but
so you're technically you're buying the baby a gift, like a birthday.
But
it's
by
their
saying,
birthday.
would you agree with that? Is that called a baby gift, even though you're giving it to the parents, obviously?
Is this a trick question?
No, because she's making it a trick question. Now
Okay.
listen,
No, I'm not.
Listen, if you can come up with a different name, that's going to help me in my discussion.
Okay.
Because when you call it a baby gift, that really narrows down what you're allowed to give. You can't give a gun or a knife. You can't
Really?
give...
I've been doing that.
Yeah, you can't... No, that's...
If it's a boy,
You
that's-
can't get... But you can't... If it's a baby gift, now all of a sudden you're looking at what you're giving going, well, this doesn't belong. This doesn't fit.
So you're wrong.
No. Is it... Are we really... Because we're giving it to the parents, can it be called something else?
Do we have to give it a title? Why don't we just call it a gift?
Okay.
Oh, man.
A gift. The Sun Valley Fox has spoken. He is your elder brother.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The Sun Valley Fox has spoken. It's a gift that just happens to
What?
be...
So you're giving the parents a gift for having sex? Like, congratulations, you had sex and it created a baby? Is that
I think
what it is?
it's just a timely gift. It happens to coincide with the birth of a baby. It's just a gift.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, with this going into my discussion here, this is a much nicer playing surface. Thanks to the Sun
I'm still
Valley
gonna
Fox.
win, so go ahead.
I offered, one of my daughters, my millennial daughter, Tosh, who's married to the Marine from Camp Pendleton. They moved in Nebraska, and she just had a baby. And I thought, she just really wanted a Kitchenaid mixer. They're expensive, and she couldn't afford one. And I thought, you know what, that'd be a nice gift. Okay, I'll cash in my aluminum cans, count all the change in my cushions of my couch, and I'll get her a mixer. My wife vetoed that. You do not give that as a present. And I'm like, why not?
Not for a baby gift.
A KitchenAid mixture, it says you're in this for the long haul. That's going to be around years. That baby will grow up licking the little spoon things of dough. That's a memory I'm helping create.
That's true.
And you said no.
No, you got to buy the baby a gift.
But I think that's a very good gift because...
Oh, here we go.
Whoa. Is your mic still on?
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
I can
That
fix
gift
that.
will just keep on giving because it will last all her birthdays or
Yep.
his birthdays.
Yep.
Yeah, forever. He may become a chef.
Oh,
you never
brother,
know.
I can't even believe we're having this conversation.
Look at all the cookies brownies that kid will enjoy.
Exactly.
Oh, my
She
goodness.
vetoed me hardcore.
She doesn't understand.
I don't think so. No, I tell my daughter, and I said, is this a bad gift? And she goes, no, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
I brought that to her and said, this is evidence of the people that are receiving the gift that they want one.
Did you ask Michael?
She vetoed that.
What does Michael get?
She says, well, they're just saying that because she's your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
That's all she said. I mean, now, everything I come up with, I'm the bad guy here for one. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you in this podcast, raise your hand if you wouldn't like getting I'm assuming if you don't have one. If you have one, obviously redundancy comes into play here. But would you not like a KitchenAid mixer as a gift for any occasion? As the Sun Valley Fox said, it doesn't have to be just for
Having a baby.
having sex and having a baby. He just called it a gift. We just
I'm the one that said that.
Yeah, you said that. He said it doesn't have to be labeled that. He just labeled it a gift. I think that's appropriate. So I'm waiting to hear from the jury at some point. You guys in the comment section, let me know if I'm doing. I haven't bought it yet.
Okay, here's this.
Yeah.
I will concede that you can buy the KitchenAid, but you still have to buy a baby a gift.
Oh no! This is the gift. This is okay. All right.
Then why is there a baby registry?
Okay. That's a wish list for the parents. That's all that is, a wish list for the parents. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. I will take your concession. Now you got to sit there and try really hard to be quiet. You got to try real hard because I'm gonna defer with your permission to the Sun Valley Fox. You've just heard what she said. I can buy the mixer as the gift, but I have to do something else for the baby. What if I buy the KitchenAid mixer and for the baby I buy an attachment
Oh my God.
that goes to the mixer? They grind up meat. They make noodles.
Yep.
They have this KitchenAid mixer has a little PTO drive on the outside.
Yes, that is correct.
So
we
you-
have one too. Yeah, I know exactly.
PTO. Do you even know what PTO stands for?
No.
And you use one. Yeah. I bought you
I
a
think
mixer.
you've told me, but I can't remember right now.
You don't listen to what I say?
I try not to.
You're so low.
I try not to. Go. What is it? What's PTO? Enlighten me.
St. Donna, do you know what PTO stands for?
No, she does not. Does the Sun Valley Fox?
I'll bet he does.
What does PTO stand for?
They had them on
see?
cars. They were on trucks.
Yeah, I got it on the tractor.
Yeah, tractor has a PTO.
Power assisted or
Close.
I forgot,
Power.
Overdrive?
Takeoff.
There you go.
Takeoff.
Yeah.
PTO is power takeoff. Power takeoff. Get power off the side of the.
Oh.
It's not actually on the engine. They're usually on a transfer case. They have a
That's
transfer
correct,
case
yeah.
for power.
Okay.
So these KitchenAid mixers have a PTO built on them. I'm submitting to you that I'll go along with her thing and get the mixer as the gift, and the secondary gift, as you requested, should be a drive unit that goes on a drive accessory.
You can get a log splitter for that.
Oh my
Would that
gosh.
be?
That would be acceptable.
Okay, we're done talking here. The Sun Valley Fox has spoken. The gavel has hit the gavel has hit the wood. We're done.
Okay.
Those are two things. We're getting a
We're good.
KitchenAid mixer with a PTO
done.
and a wood splitter. to go on the outside drive of that.
Oh, that's for Michael.
That's for Michael. There we go. Now we brought Michael
He just
into
covered
it.
the parents.
Yeah, see?
Still no baby
The
gift.
gift. The gift.
The wood splitting will keep that baby warm at night.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
You're
I just-
always thinking.
He doesn't want it to be temporary. He wants it to be permanent forever.
It rubs off when I'm around you, sir, the thinking aspect. So thank you for allowing me to
Oh,
be
my
here and
goodness.
helping me navigate your sister. Well, I'm telling you, it's a good thing. All right, where are we at?
I'm going to ask you for what everybody asks for every single week is
Yeah.
the kid update. So do you have a Jade up? We've been gone for a while, but do you have a Jade update?
No,
You've been in contact with her.
She's been up every day. That was the big thing. Is like, as you guys know, if she's not going to get up, she just sits in that room for 14 hours a day on her days off, 4 days in a row. And I said, be up, be dressed, be showered, but before 9 a.m. or don't live here.
She's taking care of our home while we're
And
gone.
now she's been up, even when we've been gone, she's been up every day. I will give her props to something last night because all of our kids, they're in this time in their life, they're usually lazy. And you said, because you knew she had to be going to work this morning at like 5 in the morning. And she went out drinking and dancing with all of her friends last night. And you called her and said, you need to go home tonight and fill up all the chicken water.
Because she'll be gone early in the morning.
She'll be gone from 5 till 7 at night. The chickens are going to need water and food. Please go do that. It's going to be late at night. And I checked the garden camera. She went out there
in the dark,
full dressed from going out, scared to death for some reason. She had her phone, the flashlight on her phone, and she's jumping around looking at things, and I'm watching her look over here and look over there. But she did it. She drug it out there late at night in her heels and all her stuff. She did exactly what she wanted.
She did.
So I'm not going to complain about her. Now, if you're asking me about Briggs, I have nothing to say right now.
All right.
If I say anything, it's either going to make me look like a bad parent or him look like a bad kid. So I'm just...
You're going to take the fifth?
I'm not taking the fifth. I have
right.
no clear recollection of that, Senator.
All righty. What about... I don't think we've done an automotive story in a couple weeks.
I'll tell you what. I got two stories. One's kind of automotive a little bit, but the other one's super funny because we were going to talk about it last week and we missed it. We brought up daylight saving time.
Okay.
So the automotive one was I had Wednesday off and I thought, I'm going to say our other millennial
this week.
son. Our millennial son. He's a pot smoking, tree hugging, computer repairing liberal over there in the Northern California area of Democratville. And he has a problem with his truck, and I said I could fix it because nobody can fix his alternator on his truck, and I'm like, I can totally do this.
Do you remember what year it is? It's old, isn't it? Isn't it an older truck?
87?
Yeah.
87 Dodge Dakota, 88 Dodge Dakota. Anyway, I thought, okay, I can drive 6.5 hours there.
From here.
I could take 2 hours and fix it, drive 6.5 hours home. And then I thought, if I was 25, I could probably do that. Like right now, people are shaking their head. Like Dr. McDreamy's going, no fucking way could you do that, big boy. You ain't going to make that haul. And he was right. So I thought, all right, I'll skip the Bottom of the Glass Nation show on Tuesday night. I'll drive over there, get a hotel room, spend the night,
Do your stuff.
work on his car, come back, and figure we got it then. And I'm planning all this out, and then you chimed in and said, okay, how much gas is it going to cost you to go there and back for 6.5 hours? And I'm like, oh, this much money. Hotel room, this much. 6 meals while you're gone, this much. And you're probably going to have to buy the parts to do the thing. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, just give him the money.
That's what I said.
Just tow it to a shop and give him the money.
Just do it.
And I thought, yeah. It'll cost me less.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I went, all right. So I called up our son and said, hey, I can't come over. I would like to see you. Which he made me feel really good. He goes, but then I don't get to see you, Dad.
I know.
And I was like, damn it. But that's my automotive story that never happened. That's an automotive repair story about an alternator on a Dakota that did not occur.
That is correct.
And you didn't get dirty.
And you didn't
I didn't get dirty. I kind of missed that part.
And you didn't make a 12-hour drive there and back.
No. So I got one story, and then I have question and answer time with the Fox.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I think the microphone's going bad. I think it's putting away.
So last week we talked about on the podcast daylight saving time.
Right.
And we were, I don't remember who came up with it, why it was for.
It's coming up, so-
Well, I was going to ask your brother about this. I have a vague memory growing up as a kid that's like someone always used to say, it was invented, it was created, it was put in place to shift when you're awake because there's more time in the day for farmers. That it had something to do with farmers in the Midwest, and so they just did it. Do you have any idea where that came from or why?
Is this another trick question, or is it because it started in the 1800s? Is that why you asked that question?
Well, I figured around 1865 when the Civil War was over, you got done, you turned in your rifle and your blue cap, and you went on with life. I figured you'd know some of these things. A lot of important decisions came about.
A lot of ins and outs and wherefores and why have you.
That's right. It happened after the Civil War, and I figured, well, that's about time you're graduating from high school. You probably were paying attention, so it's a legitimate question.
Now, the only thing that I heard or read about was it was for farmers to get the produce to the market before people arrived there.
So in your memory, it had something to do with farmers also.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I thought it meant. It had something to do. There was an old Indian story my grandpa used to tell me about how this old Indian at the time and they were trying to explain to him what daylight savings time was. And so these white people go up it was like in the 40s or 50s, and they're telling them these stories, and the Indian just sitting there, and they got all done and said, do you understand why we as Americans, why we're doing this? And the Indian said, only a white man is dumb enough to cut a foot off the bottom of a blanket, sew it to the top of the blanket, and think he has a longer blanket. That stuck with me. That's a story my grandpa used to say. And I could picture some old Indian going, how dumb are you white boys?
That's right. That's right.
Well, I have an update about what we were talking about they were going to either keep daylight savings time forever.
I got yelled at for putting an S on that. I said daylight saving. Yeah, if you put an S, there's some people in the Gen X Talks fandom that start going, it's not savings. It's not savings.
Time. You're saving time. It's in, when I Googled it says savings.
I'm telling you, I got beat up last time.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
The Sunshine Protection Act needed to be passed by the House and then the President in June of 2022. But the U.S. House failed to pass that bill. So that bill expired December of 2022. So now we're back in, we don't know.
Okay.
So it has to be reintroduced again before we can even attempt that, where we're going to stay.
Yeah, I read somewhere that Rubio brought that back.
But
has it been reassigned?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That doesn't explain why it's happening, why it started.
Oh, you want to know why it started?
Yeah.
That's what we've been, where have you been? Are you listening to the podcast?
I was just following up what...
it's the altitude here.
It must be.
Yeah.
Okay, keep on talking.
All right, so I was going to segue. The Indian story about the blanket was another one. When they were training out in the New Mexico desert for NASA to go to the moon, they had a lot of training out in the desert and the rocky terrain to simulate the moon. And they noticed when they're out there training for months and months that these Indians would gather up on the ledge and watch what they're doing. Finally, one of the reporters and the guy from NASA, clipboard guy, kind of like your dad, pencil and clipboard, big thick glasses and pocket protector, goes up there and says, the broad translator, and says, you're probably wondering what we're doing, all these white spacesuits and everybody running around trucks, and he says, well, we're going to the moon. Told the Indians that were up there, there's like 5 of them, and one of them was an old guy, probably the same old guy with the blanket analogy. And this is a true story. And he goes, it's explained to him what they're doing. What they're doing is trying to convince them we're really going to the moon. And he says, is there anything you want to ask us? And the oldest guy translates, says, can I have you send a message with you when you go to the moon? And the guy says, yes, absolutely. He gets out his pencil, is going to write this down. And so the old Indian says to him, he says, take this message to the moon. Be careful, they come for your land. I thought that was priceless.
Oh,
just straight face said it right to him. I thought that was great. So, yeah, there's 2 stories.
All right. So, daylight saving time dates back to the 18th century, and it's all Ben Franklin's fault.
That's the whole thing.
Now,
God damn it, Ben Franklin.
He suggested that people rise earlier to save money on candles.
Well, candles are a huge expense. I know I'm always looking for a way to save candle money.
And then Germany was the first to put daylight saving time into practice during World War I to conserve energy.
Huh.
The United States and other European countries soon followed after that.
Fucking trippy.
Why? What about Trippy?
Nothing. Just every time something goes wrong in our universe, we blame Trippy. Remember, even if it's not his fault?
That's right.
Fucking Trippy. Goddamn daylight.
So
fucking
48
Trippy.
of the U.S. states do daylight
Yeah, I know
saving.
Arizona said, fuck off, we're not
And
doing
I
it.
believe Hawaii.
Hawaii too.
Those two.
Well, the out there's like the sun shines all the time. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly. So there you
Arizona
go.
just being assholes about it.
There you go.
All right, so I have a daylight saving story for you.
Okay.
It's fall backwards, set your clock back, spring forward, set your clock forward. So, make sure I'm telling this in the right area.
Yeah, get your thoughts together.
Okay. Let's see. Is it which way? Hold on. Look, get my thoughts right. It's going backwards. It was. Okay.
Come on.
Now I know which direction it goes.
All right.
So I got up one more. I was at Grace Community Church in the San Fernando Valley, and I was on lots of different levels of staff there. And I was a kid. I think I was 14. And on Sunday mornings, sometimes there was Sundays I had to do some things to help out, and we'd go early. So if everybody got to church at Grace Community Church at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 8 o'clock, that place we had 3,000 people every service. So by 8 o'clock, you had, 1,000 people already there. And we would try to get there early, like at 7:30 or 7. You're trying to get there really early. If the service starts at 8:30 and you want to get there at 8, that's everybody gets there at 8. Thousands of people there. But you get there at 7, there's very few people walking around. Okay. So if you're there at, if you're there at 7 o'clock, there's just a few people, and if you were there any earlier than that, nobody was there.
All right.
So it was one of those times when you're supposed to set your clock back. You're supposed to sleep in.
Yes.
You're supposed to take another hour, and you can show up a little later. Mm-hmm. I didn't know.
You didn't know.
I didn't set my clock back, so I get up and I get all dressed and I ride my bike to church.
Oh, wait, let me interrupt, because back in that day we didn't have cell service. You had to literally
change
manually
your clock. Yeah,
change
you got to change
clock,
your watch,
not
change
like
your
your
clocks.
computers.
No.
And cell phones and everything do it for you automatically.
No, so I get up, and I was even going to be there a little. So 6:45, I show up, and it's 6:45, and no one's there. 7:30, no one's there, and I'm thinking, okay, we should have 20 or 30 people here by now. It's coming up on 8 o'clock, and now there's thousands of people supposed to be there, and there may be 20 people walking around, and there's nobody there. And I'm thinking, oh my God, why? I mean, I've never been to church at this time when there's not 1,000 people walking around. And all of a sudden I panicked, and I knew what had gone on. It was the rapture. Yeah.
I knew you were going to say.
I'm there at church when I know at Grace Community it's supposed to be 1,000 people, and there's 15 people walking around.
And you were left.
I'm looking at my watch going, no fucking way. We're supposed to be here. I didn't set my clock back. Everybody else slept in another hour. I didn't. I was there.
So you thought you were left.
I thought I was left behind. And you want to know what goes through your thought as a Christian at that moment? If there's two possibilities at that moment.
What's that?
If you feel the rapture has occurred, and you're still there, you're still on earth, you're either an unsaved non-believer and you're going to hell, or you're one of the two apostles.
Oh my God.
You're one of the two apostles that God puts on the earth after the rapture, and both of them, the Bible says, has the ability to breathe fire.
Oh, great.
So I ran into the bathroom and turned on the water, and I thought, okay, I better be breathing fire in this thing. I better be one of the two apostles. Not that he'd pick a 14-year-old to be an apostle.
You never know.
I didn't know. So I went into the sink.
And with your background, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm perfectly capable of mastering many talents. So I turned on the sink so I wouldn't burn anything, let it fill up a little bit.
Smart of you.
And then I thought, how do you breathe fire? Am I just going to automatically know how to do it because I'm one of... So I tried 30 different ways to breathe fire.
Really?
Figured out I wasn't one of the two apostles, realized I was an unsaved guy going to hell, and I walked back out, and one of my friends goes, what's the matter with you? And I said, there's nobody here. And he goes, it's daylight savings time, idiot. You're an hour early. I was like, oh, thank God. That really happened to me. I showed up at the wrong time. I was panicking. I thought I was... There was a church. At Grace Community Church an hour before, there's 1,000 people there.
Church. That's what you sound like.
I was enunciating for effect.
Church.
Don't say I was squeaking.
I didn't say that.
You
I just
sounded
said
like
church.
you're making me sound like I was squeaking.
Church.
I wasn't squeaking.
Okay.
All right, so let's finish up the podcast here with the Sun Valley Fox. Now, how?
Oh, good. I can sit back and relax now. Okay.
No, that'll never happen.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
I'll stay quiet.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that'll never happen.
All right. So, how many years have you lived in Nevada?
33 years.
How many years did you live in California?
Oh.
The years before 33.
So 109, I think. Is it? How many years were you in California? Would you guess?
37? 37.
Are you asking me? I wasn't there.
I'm asking myself.
Oh,
so I can have a podcast all by myself.
You don't
okay?
sound too sure. You're like
I'm
37.
doing carry the one. I don't have a calculator, so yeah, I think it's 37 around there.
So do you? It's fairly split, but your history has a little more time invested in California. Do you consider yourself from California or from Nevada? Which would you pick?
Chicago is where.
Yeah. So those 9 months in Chicago really
I
counted.
remember that. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just see here. I'm just going to ask some standard, basic junior high questions. That any common person should know.
Well, before you start, I didn't go to junior high. We didn't have a junior high.
That's right.
I went to parochial school or Catholic
What's parochial school?
Catholic
That's
school.
what they said. That's
Yeah.
what they used to call it.
And they don't have
That's
a-
another word you could look up, like bionicle or
Yeah.
what is it?
Yeah,
Monocle.
if she would have said it, I'd have questioned it, but I'll believe you. But
that's what it is.
There's no junior high? You don't get a junior
At
high?
that time, no. You
era?
went from first grade to 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then 9th to 12.
Was high school.
It was
they-
high school.
Well, so they had high school.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
didn't
but
have
no,
junior.
they didn't break up 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
All right.
Not in like
I
public
thought
school.
you were going to be quiet.
She's not.
Sorry.
Yeah, not
I was going to say, wow.
Man, my brother. Okay.
Oh, no, you'll be back.
All right. What is the official tree of California?
Whoa. I don't know. I think it's sequoia.
Well, sequoia redwood. Yeah.
Redwood.
Okay. What is the official tree of Nevada since you've lived here 33 years? Boy, the look on his face right now. The lights are on and nobody's home at
Oh,
this
would you like
moment.
me to speak now?
Pinion pine.
Oh.
It's actually the Bristol cone pine.
That's a
In
pine.
Nevada?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was.
The
Yeah.
Bristol cone pine is the official state tree of Nevada.
Wow.
All right. Not a good start for you here.
Oh, I know. I might as well
In
quit.
either state. I guess I should be
He
asking.
said Chicago.
What's the official tree of Chicago? I think we got further. He probably was in a trash can or a fire hydrant. All right, let's try another one. What's the official bird of California?
Quail.
California quail, that's
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
What's the official bird of Nevada?
I think it's a quail too.
It is not
Hey,
the quail.
hey, no cheating
It
over
is
there.
not the quail part two.
Mountain bluebird.
Oh my God! See, you know what, Donna? Yes, that's amazing. You pulled it out of your ass. I think I heard the noise. This is what I heard, and then Mountain Bluebird came out.
That was the cell phone that she pulled out. Okay.
Did she pull it out of her bra strap? Did you get to see a little more collarbone?
No, not today. But
No.
thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Now he's disappointed.
When he
Yeah,
told me
dude.
the other day, he goes, "Hey, St. Donna flashed me." Of course, I'm thinking boobs. I go, "What'd you get to see?" He goes, "Oh, a little collarbone." He pulled down his shirt. He goes, "Like right here, just a little collarbone." He goes, "Yeah, it really got me going." I was like, "Wow, what do I have to look
Oh
forward
my
to?"
gosh, that's so funny.
In your
Yep.
70s, it's ankles and collarbones get you going. All right.
That's right. Anyway.
What is the official flower of California?
Oh, that's the poppy.
That's right.
I remember the poppies.
Now, see,
anyway.
he's dialed in on California.
So far,
All right.
because it was ingrained in parochial
This-
Yeah,
school.
like you were saying, that was in school.
It was
Yeah.
the parochial school
That's
training.
right.
Okay. This is what you guys caught me laughing at to myself earlier today.
Okay.
What is the... I wrote this down. I wrote official state flower of Nevada. What is it?
That's going to be
I think we plowed a lot of it on your property. and I think it's sagebrush.
That's a flower.
It is sagebrush. I couldn't believe Nevada looked around. You know, whenever Nevada became a state and said, well, we got to have a flower and a tree and a motto and a flag. What do you want to do for a flower? It looks around, there's a lot of sagebrush. Just pick it. So really, tumbleweed is the state flower of Nevada.
That's
is
right.
the tumbleweed. It said sagebrush.
Yep.
Okay,
right.
when we move here, I got to get that changed. I mean, anything would be better than saying a tumbleweed. Okay.
That's funny.
Everybody grows them.
Yeah.
Do they really, or do they just leave it in the ground? Do they put seed out and grow sagebrush?
They cultivate rows of it out here. The true farmers have rows and rows.
It's hard to get rid of that stuff, too. You know, you'll dig it up, and then a year later, boom, where'd that come
Maybe
from?
that's what
Really?
happened. Maybe they picked another flower and sagebrush grew over it, choked it out, and said, "It's gone. I'm
Damn
the
it,
flower."
that's
So
my
I
title.
want to grow this, and sagebrush choked it out. So that's gone too, motherfucker. I'm the flower. Okay, you win.
Maybe that was it.
In California, what is the highest elevation, the highest peak in California?
Is it Mount Whitney?
It is Mount Whitney. Any guess?
Ding, 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 ding,
Anybody know what the height is roughly?
14,000 something.
14,000 is
Wow.
correct. See, there's a man after my own heart. Now, what is the highest point in Nevada, the highest elevation in Nevada? If St. Donna reaches for her cell phones, be the nun and slap her with a ruler. Hey! Slap her with a ruler on her hands.
Can you tell us where? Is it in northern or southern?
I
Do
think
you know?
it's in Elko.
I
County?
really don't know. I just learned this today. So I don't know where it is.
Well, we have 12,000 over here, but
Not
anyway.
high enough.
Sorry. I know, this one's 13,140 feet.
Take his phone away.
Oh my God!
He just looked that up. Or Donna did and said it there.
No, she's saying no.
How would he know that? He can't. He's not that fat. No, he's not that fast on it.
Smart, he knows all this stuff.
He doesn't have a cell phone.
He's got it behind the water bottle.
Oh, I didn't see it. He's reading.
But how would he know? How would Google know what to tell him?
I don't know.
Remember, Chinese jump rope.
Oh my God! That was St. Donna, not you. She got that. It
Anyway,
is
I don't know.
Boundary peak. 13,140. You were
Oh,
right.
you're
Just
right.
a guess.
Oh my.
You were off by 7 feet on a guess. You said 13,140 was 13,147. He blind guessed the highest elevation by 7 feet.
The kids learn this in school.
I want to go play the lottery with him today.
Where's Boundary Peak?
I don't know. It's high.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Boundary Peak is 13,000.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is people don't realize the state of Nevada is very mountainous. It's not flat. It's not desert.
Oh, no,
You know,
they-
they think it's like out in Vegas.
There is a desert side to it, and there is
Yes.
a mountain side, but the mountain side isn't something to sniffle at. It's a severe mountain area.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Especially up towards Elko.
All right. What is the lowest part of California?
Oh, that's Death Valley.
Would you happen to know specifically where in Death Valley? And a guess at the elevation.
Specifically. Not specifically, but it's minus 200 or 300 feet.
Minus
below sea.
282 feet. You got it, between 200 and 300, almost 300.
And that was no phone.
Yeah. At Badwater Basin
Okay.
is the lowest point. Now, what is the lowest point in Nevada?
God, that's probably got to be down in the Vegas area.
I was surprised by this answer because
Me too.
I wouldn't have thought it was the lowest point.
That's best guess.
The Colorado River itself is the lowest point where it cuts down into the ground. It's actually cut down enough where it's below the terrain of the ground
okay.
level of Nevada, and it's 481 feet above sea level. That's it. It's
Above.
above
Yeah, it's
sea
above.
level. Yeah, but it's cut down to the lowest land point on in Nevada. It's cut down lower than that, and that it gets the
Interesting.
It wins that one out.
Right.
Very cool.
All right. Well, I don't know how he did there. I still think he's more California than Nevada. He remembered a lot more. He's like, when I moved to I moved out of California, remembers everything. Well, here's your brand new state. Here's all the information on the new state you're living in. I don't give a shit. He didn't care. Like, I don't care.
You got to ask his kids. They probably learned it in school.
Could
We
be.
all learned it in school.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you learned it
saying.
in school.
I just
Yeah.
threw a few things out there.
I don't don't know if they still do it.
Like
but
the test of Sun Valley Fox. I'd be interested to see if Dr. McDreamy, how he fared on this, because he's a California boy, half and half too.
Sure.
I'd be interested to see how he fared on that.
Interesting.
He'll tell an honest answer how many he got on that.
Yeah.
Along with our other listeners for their dancing and listening pleasure. All right, are we done here?
Yes,
Can we be done?
are done.
Take a guess. How long have we been on today? Coming to you live from the Sun Valley Fox's palatial studios in Minden, Nevada.
An hour and 35.
47.
Hour 47?
I'm playing the lottery with him.
What the heck?
1 hour 44. He's off by 3 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Hey,
Maybe so.
That is absolutely insane that he got that.
It's my brother.
Unbelievable. Yeah, well, you can tout that. He's a solid guy for that. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. We've been taxing the system for a lot longer than we were supposed to. Ladies and gentlemen, I will do my best to extract the audio. We didn't have an SD card, so the sound is going to come out a little bit different than you'd like. I do apologize for that, but it is what it is. Hopefully you can just turn it up loud or put some headphones on and hear everything. One of our better podcasts, I thought, had a lot of stories, a lot of things mixed in there. The cast of characters grew by 1 today. 2 if you count St. Donna. I know Donna doesn't know this because he cleverly says these things when she's not around, but it was funny. He goes, I told St. Donna to go listen to the radio station in the other room where she can hear the podcast. And I thought that was very nice and pleasant thing to do. And then he doesn't stop there. He goes, otherwise she'll be correcting us the whole time. Well, that wasn't this and this wasn't that. And she sits out here and guess what I hear from behind my screen the whole time? He goes, that's not what I said. That wasn't where we were. It was, and I'm like, I looked over at him and went, well, goddamn, he was right.
exactly. Told you.
So his own way, he was like, you're going to have a 4th if she's here. Whether you want to or not, you're going to have a little Miss Fact Checker over there. All right, so it was a fun time. I had a blast with this whole thing.
Same
it was
here.
really
Thank
good.
you both.
Joe, Sun Valley Fox, thank you you've been putting up with us. Thank you for helping out. We didn't get to a big Dayton update. We'll do that again. We'll talk about what went on out there. And there's a lot of stories for out there in the 2 days we spent. So like I said, some of it's posted online. You can go read about it with pictures, but it's always better to hear the big story. So we'll get to that next time. We just ran out of time here. But thank you for everything you did helping us with there.
You're very welcome.
You came out there and you ground out 2 days worth of work and helped and pushed everybody else along who was helping. They saw you moving and they kept moving faster and harder. We got a lot done, and you have been gracious. You and your wife both. You've put up with our lives. We have to do our live streams from here. We've done work from here. We're doing the podcast from here. I know we're interrupting your schedule and stuff with cords and cables going everywhere. And I think the only person who truly is enjoying me being here is Zelly, your dog.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
She's just all over me. She's having a great time. But she said, don't listen to my mom and dad. Just listen, pet me, and we're fine.
Yes,
But I can't, from my heart, I can't thank you enough. You've been wonderful and kind, and you fed me every time I showed up, and it's been a blast being here.
Well, it's like I told you before. That's what family does, and I hope the bond just keeps going stronger and stronger.
Great.
So
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Jules, you got anything to say before we close out?
No, we're good.
Well, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things in life. Number 1, wherever you go, there you are. That's a true statement. And secondly, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And I'm out.
Life is a